Hello, good day, everyone. I am Good News from the King's Farm and Industry. If you are coming across my video for the first time, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and don't forget to press the notification bell so you will be notified when we post new videos. Thank you. It's another day again, and I've been out of my state for a very long time now, traveling here and there, setting up Snail Farm for clients and students. That's the reason we've not posted a training video like this. But anyway, I came back yesterday due to my training here in Benin and also to visit on some sites that will be setting up a farm for some of my clients. With that being said, I want to say a very, very big thank you to you guys who have subscribed to my channel. And if you have not, please use this opportunity and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Without you, we will not be here. Seriously, I appreciate you guys. I've been receiving questions from different practicing snail farmers on some of the comment sections of my videos requesting to know why snail die during harmattan season or dry season than rainy season. I was just like, okay, since I'm in Benin now, let me use this opportunity and do something like this so you guys can be carried along. In order to answer those questions, I will need you guys to know how this creature, the snails, were built. You get their capacity to withstand different climates. Just like as I've said, different climates brings in different challenge to the farmer and to the animals they are rearing. Not just solely in snail farming, climate change affects all animals, including crops. You get me? So if you are into poultry production at this time, if you are forced to cover your poultry pen. Yeah, that's you are forced to do that. You get you discover that they will start losing appetite. They will not grow the way they ought to grow. Their egg laying stuff will drop. They are not sick. They are doing everything possible to adapt to the new climate. You get, and then those of you in catfish production or any other tilapia also, you will discover that your fishes in the pond are gathering to a particular section of the pond. It's not because they are sick. They are doing everything possible to generate heat to overcome this climate or to adapt to this new climate. You get, here in Nigeria now, we are already experiencing harmattan, a very serious one. And this harmattan season affects snails than other animals, including human beings too. Look at my leaves. They are drying up already. And if nothing is done soon, they will start breaking and that will lead to serious injury. So in order for me to help myself overcome this challenge that this new climate change is bringing, I always put on nose masks. And some of us are also doing things to help ourselves overcome it by rubbing oiling cream and all of that. You get me? So this new climate we are all experiencing now bring in excess dry wind. Yeah, excess dry wind. And this dry wind we are talking about, dry up every trace of water on its path. And we all know that snails rely on water and slime to move around. So that's why they are built up almost 70% water. So the snails on their part will do everything possible to avoid dehydration because a dehydrated snail is a dead snail. You get me now? Knowing fully well that the climate that they're about to experience, the climate change, is going to affect them, is going to force them into a state of dehydration. They always prepare themselves ahead of time to overcome that. Okay? What happened is that snails in the forest, 2, 3 months before harmattan comes in, they will start gathering protein for energy. So when this season comes, they will dig themselves into the soil, seal the opening part of the shell, the meat part of the shell, seal it up so nothing goes in. So no matter how thick or how strong the dry wind is, it won't be able to penetrate. So during this time, the snail decide what to do with energy the snails have gathered, either to grow or to survive or to lay eggs. So if they decide to lay eggs, definitely they will run short of that energy because they need this energy to sustain them for the next 3 4 months before it starts raining again. So when they decide to lay eggs, they will run short of this energy and die in the process. If they decide to grow, they will run short of this same energy and die in the process. So almost all the snails will decide to survive, rely on the gathered energy within them. Each day they'll be losing weight. By losing weight, they'll be growing thin by the day. You get? So you see something like this. You see this white stuff? Yeah. Nothing goes in. No matter how thick or strong the wind is, the dry wind is, it won't be able to penetrate. And in order for the snails to be safe, they will dig into the soil and hide themselves there. So that's the reason this time snails are very expensive in the market because snail hunters can't find snails in the forest. Now, this snail, on the other hand, did not hibernate. So this snail was close to the sprinklers in the farm. So whenever they are spraying water, watering the farm, since I was not around, the water always gets to this nest. But this one was far away, in a position where water could not get to. In order for it to survive, it had to dig into the soil and seal up the surface. Now, look at the difference. You can see that this one have lost much more weight and is growing thin by the day. Look at this one. So this will not benefit you as a farmer. This will. So we don't want our snails to go into hiding. We don't want them to seal up. We don't want them to hibernate or estivate. We want them to be active as this. You get? Now, snails in the farm don't prepare ahead of time. Know this. This is why we have mortality. The constant wetting in the farm will make your snails not to remember the climate change that is about to take place. Because in the forest, when it stop raining, gradually it will rain today. It will take about 1 week or 2 weeks, it will rain again. So the snails are getting used to the dry season that is coming. But in the farm, when it didn't rain for 2 days, we wet the farm. So the snails don't actually know what is coming their way. So they don't prepare. So when all of a sudden the new climate, which is the harmattan season, comes in, your snails will be forced to estivate or hibernate, seal up their mouth and go into hiding. Since they don't have enough stored energy for this long run, majority of them will die in the process. You see what we are talking about? So, as a farmer, you are to help your snails overcome this season. How do you do that? One, by making sure that water gets to every angle of your farm. Like what I was doing this morning. It's not that the sprinklers are not working, but we discovered that, oh, they were not getting to some angles. So I have no other option than to bring in a hose, water hose, spray the farm myself. wet all angles in the farm, including the holes in the hollow block. You get me? So, because right now we are experiencing this and this. You see, the snail is not dead. So, because of the water I sprayed just now, the snails that the water get to, the stuff they use in sealing up their meat parts is melting off. The snails are coming back to life. They are waking up from their deep sleep. You can see. So, what you do at this time is to make sure that you water your farm early hours of the morning. Water your farm properly early hour of the morning and late hour of the day. You get me? So that the ones that fall asleep during the day will wake up. All through dry season, make sure you wet your farm morning and evening. If your sprinklers can't do all the work, get a hose. This is your new work now. Help your snails. Wet every angle of the farm. Make sure that water gets to every angle of the farm. Not just only because of these snails, but because of the eggs that are undergoing incubation process. Yeah, they are living, they are in the soil. And also some eggs that have hatched. The hatchlings are still within the soil. If you refuse to water your farm well, you get me? I'm not talking of that hypocrisy watering where you just pour water like the water won't cross 1 inch thickness of the soil. You get me? We do proper watering. Take your time. Take your time. Water everywhere. Make sure that the soil is soaked. So that those snails that have hatched, it will be easy for them. So that those snails that have hatched, it will be easy for them to dig out. And you also need to continue this watering process. Not only because of these ones that are uh, going into, not because of these ones that are sealing up and going into hiding, but because of the hatchlings that have crawled out from the soil. They will not survive. They will not survive. So water your farm regularly, morning and evening, so that those ones will survive. And this is where we talks about construction and not being in a hurry to stock. Construction play important role here again. After planting, wait. Allow your crops, please, after planting, wait. Allow your crops to grow well before stocking. The reason is that the crops have important role to play in helping your snails overcome the harmattan we are experiencing now. The snails now need the creeping crops now more than any other time to help them escape from the wind. So if you are running extensive system, the greenhouse, and you don't have creeping crops within your farm, this time please go and get dry leaves. Much of it, pour it within your pen everywhere so that your snails will have place to hide under. You get? And if you are running the intensive system, this time, please invest more on dry leaves so that your snails will have place to hide under. Water your farm all the time. Please, this time do that for your snails to survive. So this time, the way your snail feeds will drop. Don't allow it to bother you. Yeah, they are doing everything possible to adapt, to adapt and overcome this climate. As the time progresses, then we return back to the way they used to feed. So during this time, your snails will not lay eggs like before. So don't expect much from them in this angle. As a farmer who already own a snail farm, this is the time for you to sell. the snails you feel like selling, because this time you make times two of the profit you would have made during the rainy season. So during this time, give your snail formulated feed and also give them fruits, and wet your farm regularly. Don't forget, some of the snails will still not make it. You get? So these ones that will not make it, they are recorded under the 5 to 10%. Yeah, under the 5 to 10 mortality percentage that we said, that the professionals set for themselves. You get me? So do everything possible to keep your snails alive by wetting your farm morning and evening. In case you want to set up your farm, you want to buy feed, you want to buy snails, or maybe your farm is going through any form of challenge, don't forget to reach out to us through this line 081 140 66659. Thank you. Thank you.
And we also do all kinds of woodwork at the King's Farm and Industry, starting from roofing, parapets, lintel, and all other woodwork